Well, hello everybody and welcome to Learn Piano Now with Daniel Joyner. I hope you're looking forward to learning something new today because I am looking forward to teaching you. By the way, thank you so much for your kind words and your support in regards to my videos in the past few weeks. I really appreciate it, and I hope these videos are helping you along in your personal piano journey. Now, before we get into today's lesson, make sure you watch all the way to the end of today's video for the musical joke of the day. You won't want to miss it. So today's lesson is on beautiful left-hand patterns that make a big difference in your playing. But you might ask, what are these beautiful left-hand patterns that make such a difference? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let me tell you. So, these patterns sound like this. Pattern 1. Now, what did I just do? So I applied that specific left-hand pattern to a chord progression, specifically the 1, 5, 6, 4 chord progression that we've been using in past videos. And if you haven't seen my video on how to play a chord progression, you can watch that one now in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. So you won't want to watch this one without understanding what a chord progression is and how to build one. So we're doing the 1, 5, 6, 4 chord progression. And here's how to apply the pattern over that progression. So you use the root and the fifth of each chord. So if you're to play the chord in its entirety, you analyze the bottom note as the root, the middle note as the third, and the top note of the chord as the fifth. So root and fifth are what you would use to play this pattern particularly. So you're going to play root, fifth, 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 root, fifth, 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 root, fifth, fifth, and then root, fifth, fifth on each chord. Okay? And now the rhythm particularly is this. It's an eighth note, followed by a quarter note, followed by a quarter note, followed by a quarter note, followed by an eighth note. So it's eighth, quarter, 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 eighth, eighth, quarter, 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 eighth. And how you would count that is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 make sure you access the sheet music to these left-hand patterns, which will be included in the description of this video. So you can play the chords up top if you'd like. Or you can play something more elaborate in your right hand, like arpeggios. That was Rock Ballad Pattern 3 in the right hand from my How to Play in Different Styles tutorial video. So if you get a chance, you make sure you want to watch that as well, if that helps. So the second pattern in our series is going to be so numerically, that is the root of the chord, the fifth of the chord, the root again up top, and then the second degree of the chord, or a step above the root, okay? The next key above the root. So root, fifth, root, second, and then you put that with each chord. And the way you'd finger that is fifth finger, second finger, thumb, and then cross the second over. Then to the 5 chord here, then to the 6 chord, then to the 4 chord. And the way you would count it rhythmically is eighth, 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 tied to a half note. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 All right? Now, pattern 3 is very similar to pattern 2, although it's a little bit higher reach. So this one goes 1, 5, 2, 3. Okay? And it's the same exact rhythm, but it plays higher notes on the upper end. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 I'm putting rock ballad pattern 1 in the right hand just to spice things up a little bit. It's a quarter note based pattern, and you just have to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2. Although you could put anything you want in the right hand along with it, just to make sure you're able to play both parts at once. Okay, now moving on from there, we have pattern number 4. And number 4 is very similar to the last two, and it kind of combines them a little bit into one. Let me show you what I mean. It's 1, 5, 1, 2, 3. So we do 5th finger, 2nd finger, thumb, 2nd, thumb again. So the rhythm is 8th, 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 tied to an 8th note. So 8th, 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 8th with a tie or a quarter note, and then an 8th tied to a dotted quarter note. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It's a little tougher, but it's a very, very beautiful pattern. I'll give it to you applied to all the whole chord progression here. 1, 5, 6, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now, you could also cross the 3rd finger over and then use the 2nd, or you could cross the 2nd finger over and use the thumb on top. Either way is fine, but it's a very beautiful pattern. And of course, you can add more rhythms in your right hand if you want, but it gets a little bit tricky to do the counts. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now, the next pattern, which would be pattern 5 in the list, is a really interesting ascending pattern that goes like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. So this one is all 8th notes, and it goes root, 5th, root, down to the 5th, up to the 2nd, down to the 5th, and up to the 3rd, which is a stretch, and then down to the 5th. So then you put that over the 5 chord, then put that over the 6 chord, it's very pretty. Now, as if that wasn't interesting enough, the last pattern is the most athletic and the most difficult, but if you're in the mood for a challenge, here it is, the last pattern, which is pattern 6 in the series. So it goes like this. Root, 5th, root, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd, root, 5th. Again. And the way I finger that is 5th finger, 2nd finger, thumb, 3rd over, 2nd, 3rd, thumb, 2nd. And then I do the same thing over each chord. So here's how that one would sound. Over the 5 chord, over the 6 chord, and over the 4 chord. And you might put some reverse arpeggiations on it in the right hand, make it sound really pretty. Well, those are all the patterns for today. I hope you enjoyed them, and I hope you get a lot of application out of them, because you can apply them to your own improvisation. You can apply them to other patterns that we've done in previous videos, like the cinematic arpeggio patterns, and you can apply them to popular pieces that you find a lead sheet or chord sheet to, or that you play by ear. So thank you so much for watching. You almost missed the musical joke of the day, so I won't keep you in suspense for any longer. Why did the singer climb a ladder? Because she wanted to hit the high notes. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel for weekly content and videos that will help you along in your journey, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now, guys.